Rebecca, she is incredible, and I can't wait to have you listen to her speak right now. I just am going to leave it at that because you have so much to say.
Awesome, and my writer is actually here. Hopefully you'll hear from her, the wonderful Sherry. She is a phenomenal writer. I am not a writer, guys. I'm a high school dropout, so I cannot write. But I did record my story in storytelling, and she put it together in a wonderful way. I did leave some connect cards up here for you if you want to connect with me. So pick one up before you go. How many here wake up every day and sometimes you think, what is my purpose in life? Every single day. How many here come from a jacked up family? Okay, half of America's jacked up, so every single person should be raising their hand. We all have dysfunction in our life because I should be dead or in prison. I am a high school dropout, ex-drug addict, single mom who lived in abject poverty with a mom of 4 kids who was a heroin addict and abandoned me when I was 5 years old. I should have been in the foster system. In my recent book, Lost Girl is the name of my book because I was lost and now I'm found. But I will tell you, it's so important for you to understand that where you are today is not where you're going to be tomorrow. Where you sit today is dramatically important to where you're going to forward your path tomorrow. And you guys are in one of the best universities in the country, getting all the leadership that you can get, learning all that you can do, networking and meeting some amazing people who are going to be world changers, I believe, for America. So we need you. And if you have a dream to be an entrepreneur, I never did, by the way. I told you my story. I am a first-generation entrepreneur, and I spent 12 years with the Bush legacy. How many know President Bush? Anybody know here? W, President W, as we call him, not his dad. I served 12 years. I ran staffing for Governor Bush in Texas, and then when he was elected, was able to join his White House team. Ladies, when I came into the Oval Office for the first time, I sat there stunned that a little poor Latina from El Paso, Texas was sitting in the presence of the leader of the free world as an advisor. Surround myself at a very young age, at age 19, I made a decision to forge a different path. As a single mom with no more than 2 pennies to rub together on welfare, I had to make a decision because I surrounded myself with the right people who could believe in me and empower me and help propel me into my change. So the people you surround yourself with when you leave this university matters. The people that you let into your ear every day matter in your journey. I've had one job interview my entire career, and that was in 1989 when I went for a welfare to work program, and I interviewed working for a woman by the name of Ann Richards, the first woman governor of Texas. I landed a job with her through that welfare to work program as her receptionist. And I got off of welfare and thought, wow, I've landed the job. I am in heaven. Little did I know that that strategic placement working under Ann and watching a woman in power for the first time in my life would change my life forever. Eventually ended up working for Kay Bailey Hutchison, who became the US Senator. Then I landed a job with George W. Bush, and the rest is history. Today I'm an entrepreneur. I started my company 11 years ago with 0 money. Nobody gave me money, didn't have a way to get money. I started the company from the ground up. So what I was doing is I was working for another company, making them a crap load of money. And I was doing great. I was making more money than I have ever made in my career. Have great 401k, a nice W-2 paycheck. And somebody said to me, Rebecca, you realize that you're making them millions. You could be doing it for yourself. And I said, I can do it myself. Yes, I think I'll become an entrepreneur. Do you know that women entrepreneurs are the fastest growing demographic in America? 13 million plus women have started businesses. I love empowering women to understand and believe in their purpose because it's so important for you to understand not only where you are today, but where you're going tomorrow. So my number 1 key is surround yourself with the right people. People will make or break you, literally. And that doesn't mean that you don't have to have a little charity with friends that are having a lot of issues that might be a drain on you. Maybe you spend a little bit of time with them. You want to make sure that inner circle that you have, your 4 feet of space around you, that you have the right people around you that are going to enable, empower you, and they're going to make you better. And number 2, never, ever, ever let anybody tell you you can't do it. Never let anybody tell you you're not smart enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not influential enough, and that you lack money, education, whatever you lack, money, education, network. Never let anybody tell you you can't. Get yourself resolved in that grit to believe that you can do anything that you set your mind to do. True story, I shared this with a business school yesterday. First time in the Oval Office, I'm sitting there. I have all these smart people around me, and I hadn't met the vice president, and they're going around the room, and I felt like my heart was going to jump out of my chest with insecurity and just my background. And I heard a little voice say, you don't belong here. As a matter of fact, they're going to find out who you are, and you're going to have to leave and resign because they're going to find out about your past. And there's another book in the story. I almost didn't make Secret Service, but you'll have to read the book to find out why I did make Secret Service. And everything within me in that moment, I started to feel like I was failing, and I was terrified of my past. I was terrified to be public about it. And they're going around the room, and I hadn't met the vice president, and I'm literally like, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? I'm the less qualified person to be in this room. And my boss says, Mr. Dick Cheney, Rebecca just came from Texas. She was on the governor's staff. And the president immediately interjects and says, and she's the best damn HR director in Texas. And I said, yes, the president knows who I am. So I encourage you, today in my entrepreneur journey, I have 110 employees across 9 different states serving in an HR practice, and I never dreamed that I would be an entrepreneur. You're in the right seat right now, getting the right education and the right tools. And lastly, so I talked to you about the first tools. The last secret is give it your all. Whatever you do, whether you're making copies or running coffee, which is what I used to do, give it your all and give the best of your ability, because remember, somebody is going to notice you, and you are not significant. You do have a purpose. I believe in you, and I'm excited to see what you guys are going to become.